And we are talking about the liberation researcher. Of course, we are included. And if someone has such a wish to research, or very kind of the intelligent individual without the sincere wish to pursue the liberation, and must take up the only genuine approach that can bring this about liberation, and also should follow or approach the precious teaching of the Buddha. And the way this teaching are taken up, it's as there's many different kind of the follow-ups, and it's very important. Firstly, rely upon the exceptional, learned, spiritual friend, and that can to guide to us, and therefore it's a combined our these two chapters, and benefit liberation, how to follow the spiritual friends. And of course the spiritual and genuine teachers is can taught to us about the three sessions of sculptures, three sections of the sculpture, three sections of sections of sculptures, three sections of sculptures. And then we need to hear about these instructions about the three sections of sculptures. You say it's Tripitakas. And then it's like also we need cut through any misconception. Maybe we misunderstand, and also it's like a wrong understand. And there's many in the world of my perfect teachers. There, at the beginning there are 5 wrong rememberings. Yes, 5 wrong rememberings. Like 5 wrong rememberings, you understood the word, but you do not understand the meaning. And also you are not rely on the, I think it's Dharma, is a kind of rely on the person, and so on. And therefore it is the very, very important things are to cut our, like the misconception means miss to understanding like this. And then it's we are, how do you say, it's quoting the these 3 sessions of the sculptures. And maybe I choose to say again the principal subject matter. There are the training higher, or the realization of the discipline, samadhi, wisdoms. These are the very, how do you say, tool, and very important very easily to say is the first discipline and samadhi and wisdoms, they corresponding together is fantastic. Then we can do whatever we do successful. And therefore these three Tripitakas are the really is a unique tool, and how we can go through the liberation state. And that is the most very important, and also is like the basic the training discipline or training realization or higher realization of discipline. It says it's like kind of the great like how do you say, field, ground, and like a soil, and a perfect soil on the ground, and then whatever you make the agricultures, it's become it can grow up very well, and therefore all the qualities is like a support or the sport by the discipline, and therefore we need more discipline. And sometimes in our communities we talk about liberation, democratic, liberties, and what you talking about the moral discipline? Moral discipline is not really religious word. In the Buddhist perspective, whatever you do, you have a moral discipline, you become the good person. Look in our westerns, in the civilization countries, when you are talking, working, eating, every time you have a fantastic. For example, if you go to in the Switzerland, I want to say maybe Western is like most clean, follow the like kind of official way, like a way of the I don't want to say aristocratic, but it's like a more official way is that even you eat, and like how many pellets. Once I was in Swiss, make joke, and they one family is per pet. There's like a one pellet, a little small pellet, and then it's a third pellet, and then it's like there's 3 knife, 3 forks, 3 or 1 spoon, and putting this huge tool. If you say it's like how I can to go follow that. One of my relatives, hey, do you know our systems eating moral disciplines? Oh yeah. And then you see it like this, and first you get the small knife and a small forks. Then they serve us first. Oh no, I forgot it. First they serve the soup, and then this one plate is gone. A spoon is disappeared, and then it's the second, and then you pick it's a second, and then third, like this. And it's like a little bit something is falling down your food from mouth, or you in the mouth is like the full of the food, and you talk who can do like this? You haven't got moral discipline. You need to like this. And also you eat like this, not like this, not like this. You need to go to like this. How much we have? If you someone's do eating like this, surely this person has educated. Even the companies, they say, we give job. So surely this person has moral discipline, and they are educated. Fantastic. Look in our societies, you have moral discipline, it's people is like a little bit perceive superiors, and also it's like timers, and like when you are doing something to be on timers. I have so many criticism received. Oh, Tibetan's timers. Oh, Tibetan Lama's times. We say it's a start 1 o'clock, 9 o'clock, but this maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock, because of the Tibetan. Tibetan's people is not like this. They are on the, but some haven't got moral discipline. Yes, and they like a little bit arrogant, and yeah, it doesn't matter, I late. And sometimes it's like people waiting, and then finally it's coming there. I was in Experience in Switzerland and Chinese embassy. That was my relative, and he invited me for lunch. And I went to this traffic jam, we late, 20 minutes. I called to him, say, very sorry. He said, it's okay, I know. We arrived, they prepared everything. So they also, and I say, sorry. He said, I know, Tibetan Lamas is like this. You cannot say like this. And it's like this. They haven't got moral discipline. Say. Of course, maybe you can to take your power, but I think it's even the big countries' presidents also, when they need to be scheduled, to be on timers. Like this is a general small things is if you have a moral discipline. That is, I'm talking the daily. In the Buddha's path, individual like any kind of spiritual path, they're talking about moral discipline. In the Buddhist perspective, we have the moral discipline. Moral discipline, for example, in Dharma City, we have like kind of common moral discipline. Okay, 6 o'clock we start. 7 o'clock the exercise. 8 o'clock the breakfast. 9 o'clock teaching. Okay, that our schedule. But most majorities is on timers, everything. But me, all the time is late. They are waiting half an hour. Then it's okay. Others respect the reality. I have like kind of guilty. It's a little bit kind of strange feeling. Why I have strange feeling? Then I myself, there's no moral discipline. To be on time is 6 o'clock to be with them, 7 o'clock to be then is everything's done. I done job. There's no regret. Then it's like succeeded. Even if we go to the retreat, okay, if we can to make the liberations to go to the retreat, we need to moral discipline. Of course, we every day go to schedules, and then certainly sometimes we lose the moral discipline. Today you do, tomorrow you lost. Today you practice, tomorrow you don't practice. There's no moral discipline. Then it's never succeeded. And therefore, in our communities, is even the family, societies, they checking who has moral discipline. Oh, wonderful! Moral discipline has. And even each individual at home, how is you need to someone is they never have a moral discipline. Like same me, I'm criticizing. Take out, put there socks and t-shirt, trousers everywhere. When you need to wash, you need to collect. And in Tibet, really, for example, some practitioners, they haven't got much things inside. But everything study up. Everything. Even they take out this one, it's immediately too nice to pack and to put there. Maybe they don't wash, maybe eat, they almost their life, but they never make count that there's everything. Then you go inside, there's not much, but very clearly, it's making happy to you. It's making everything. When you practice, sometimes like my room, you go enter inside, I never vacuum clean, and you take out my t-shirt, dust is coming. Sometimes sunlight is coming, oh my gosh, like dust is coming up, it's like, snowstorm. And this kind of is a life, the moral discipline. Okay, why not? It's weekend to say, I can say, why not? That's my love. Then okay, yes, that is who can to criticize the but. Then it's small things also we have moral discipline. I mean says, in the for the Dharma perspective, is some do have moral discipline, and particularly is a benefit for the others. Like for example, we're talking about 10 negative actions to stop. Is a best moral discipline. Wonderful benefit for others, and also this moral disciplines help to you very much. If you're not disturbed, you have more friend, people love you more, and even the animals love you very much. Someone's love to us, how much we are happy. And then we need to, for example, Our Holiness the Dalai Lama say, yes, when I go to traveling, so visit someone's, I can to have more friend. I'm very happy. Maybe Buddha of the Holiness, the Dalai Lama, maybe don't, not the sack of the friend, 100%. But as much as you have friend, it's nice. In this world, 7 billion people become your friend. They love to you, then wonderfully. Like this. And then is a moral discipline to stop the killing, disturbing to the others. And like this 10 negative actions, fantastic. And then if this one is like benefit other, for our own self is not kind of the making dirty problems to ourselves, then there's some moral discipline. That is very important. If we have this moral discipline, top of that, then samadhi. Samadhi is very important. I want to say, if you want to searching for the liberations, that means we call the concentration mind, or like the one-pointed mind. You know, first times we need to settle down one-pointed of desire, mind of the desiralamas. Do you understand? One-pointed mind of desiralamas. In Tibet, you say ndosen tsekikmas. Ndosen tsekik says one-pointed mind of the desiralamas. This go through the 9 the meditation methods. In our communities, can be nice to explain, and also we have first or second Sheda, we have this I kind of the ugly way I wrote it, and these are 3 like 9 methods how to meditate, and then there is like 5 or 7, like the 5 is like to support, and then it's like 7 is like to pacified, purified something. Sorry. And then is through this the meditative concentration, one-pointed mind of desiralamas. Then there is other meditations. We call the 8 absorptions or 8 type of the meditative concentration, or the 9 levels of the meditative concentrations. And then it's like according the form ralama, formless ralamas, and this is like kind of the process, like a kind of the sequential process of our development of the mind. And in this perspective, then it's like we need the samadhis. And in order to have perfect samadhi, and also we need the wisdoms. Without wisdom is how we make the perfect the samadhis. They're like kind of the corresponding, like discipline, samadhi, wisdoms. These 3 are the corresponding, like a kind of inseparable 3 things are together. It is very important. Therefore, Buddha's teachings of 3 like Tripitakas are all the times. It's the Tripitakas of the Shavaka, Tripitakas of the like Bodhisattva, Mantrayana, everything. And like Tripitakas, go beyond the Tripitakas, and Buddha teachings is not existence. Even the like kind of the resultant teachings also goes according to this Tripitakas. And therefore we say it's like I'm just the talking about the discipline, samadhi, and wisdoms, and this is like a then top of that, then we apply the path, and to path, and the according the three researchers, the Shavaka, Pachika, Bodhisattva, and generally there's vehicles. When we talking about vehicles, maybe it's like a Hinayana vehicle, Mahayana vehicle, and then it's like a Vajrayana vehicles. You can to say that. Then it's Hinayana vehicle means it's like Shavaka and Pachika Buddha. Maybe it's like maybe it's a Shavaka Hinayanas. Of course, there are sometimes Hinayanas tradition followers, and like predominated, like someone's holding the Hinayanas tradition to really is just whatever Buddha's saying, this kind of more like kind of follow up the according the three wheel of the Buddha's teaching, three how to call the wheel of the Dharma's Buddha's teaching. First wheel of Dharma teaching, second wheel of Dharma teaching, third wheel of the Dharma teaching. You cannot confuse it, okay? And then it's like first teaching is like very much basic, beginner. Of course, it's a Four Noble Truth, but Four Noble Truth is like we can go deep, 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 deep. And this first Four Noble Truth is like very ugly. There is the explanations. There's, I think, the 16 one-pointedness something. And I wrote it one. There's a book. It's the I'm a little hesitated this book, but doesn't matter. And this one is like more you can to study. I want to say like this now. This is maybe for you more complicated. But first Dharma teaching in the Saranath, Varanas, and he's talking about Four Noble Truths. And of course, it's like Hinayana's Four Noble Truth, Mahayana's Four Noble Truth. There's no separate, okay, nothing kind of the, but saying both, but to understand a little bit different way, and understand the explanation of Buddhas and the name, expression, and the meaning. Everything is the same, but a little bit to understand. Maybe Mahayanas is like more deep. For example, it's a Four Noble Truth related to the first teaching, Four Noble Truth maybe related to the second teaching, Four Noble Truth related to the third teaching. But it's like first is really beginner, basic, and this top of this one is then go deep and deep and deep, and then it's like Four Noble Truths. And like we can to say it's like even I'm a joke. This is, you don't need to make notes, okay? This is I make you say funny things. If you are talking about the causal teachings is connected to these three like Tripitakas, or is like quoting the Hinayana's tradition, or the like a kind of Sutrayanas, okay? I want it's not Hinayana, Sutrayanas, included Hinayana Mahayanas. And then is this corresponding this four Dharma wheel teachings. Maybe is the first teaching is the causal teaching, second and the third is a more resultant teaching. Why you can to say that? First is like more Four Noble Truths at the base. Is you like they're talking about should, shouldn't, correct, incorrect, talking like this. And then you avoid like this, you result like this, you adopt like this, you result like this, and talking about. And then is the second, this Pajin Paramatas. And then is the third one is the more luminosities, is like more talking about the absolute way. And this is like the talking is not abandoned, adopted, but more the crucial, essential, the point is like talking about, like it's empty natures and luminosity. And this is just to, don't make notes, I'm just to say, nobody cannot make, never say like this, okay? But if like this, of course, when we say it's like sutta and the mantrayanas, then it's obviously all the written, so there is a causal teaching is suttayana, and the mantrayana is the resultant teaching. That is obvious in the text. But in the resultant, the causal teachings is, I can just quote in the three wheel of the dharmas. First, more is like a kind of causal like this, like then second, third one like this. And I would to say it's like the result, the like quoting the Tripitakas, and these are the Suttayanas, Tripitakas. Maybe in this Vinayanas, it is more like kind of the causal teachings. Why? Causal teachings, as also Abhidhammayanas, I would to say, Abhidhamma, the Suttayanas, both is like, but it's like this Sutta Tripitaka and the Abhidhamma Tripitakas is maybe, I would to say, compare the Vinayanas is a resultant. Why? It's more samandhi direct, more talking about the like kind of the deeply. For example, Abhidhammayanas talking about faculties, this, but more deep. And through this analysis, it's maybe more to approach the nature realities, the resultant. And like this, but this is like just my imagine, this is just to you like this. And the causal and the resultant is now you know so very well. I don't want to make complications. And that is maybe we need to know about that. Sometimes we are now studying things. It is a good things. But anyway, we are researching for the liberation. And the liberations, how we can to approach to achieve the liberations, then we need to base it classification, the followers. Okay, if I'm follow this way, like Shavaka's way, how I'm approach, how is they says arhat is the liberation state, how it is the coming across the path, booming, how at the beginning apply the path, in the middle how they meditation, what they practice, then finally how they reach in the liberation state. And then it's like a Pachika Buddha. Oh yeah, like this. Then it's a Bodhisattvas. And then it's Mahayana. It's like the Mahayana of Bodhisattvas divided in the characteristic teachings that you. It's like sometimes the vehicle of the characteristic. Ndosi. This is a Suttarayana. It's sometimes Ndonsenyit Tepa. Ndonsenyit Tepa characteristic something vehicles. Also, this is terminology. Probably you already studied these things, but it's like not, how do you say, it's like not its first times, when you say ndon senye tepa, not dorji tepas, ndon senye tepa, ndo is a sutta, and senye is like the characteristic, and the tepa is the vehicle characteristics of the Suttayanas. Then it's a ngok dorji tepa, ngok is a mentor, dorji is the vaja, Tekpa is a vehicle. The vehicle, Vajal, the mantrayana. Like maybe it's like this, okay? And this you heard, this is just a terminology. Maybe you heard already like this. And then is in the Sutta's perspective, when we are talking about these three followers. And then it's Mahayanas, as I said, is like two divided it is like more Bodhisattva, and Mahayanas is like more deeply analysis. I want to, maybe we can not need to mention that now, maybe we can to go more later. And this is like how to say is, I want to say is Four Noble Truths is not necessarily to mentioned. Probably you already studied a lot, and last time is we like studied. Maybe you receive also education from another like to study it. When we are study very well about the Four Noble Truths, quoting the Shabaka and Pachika Buddha or our own self, we first time is hear about the Four Noble Truths, and secondly we are contemplate about the Four Noble Truths, and according to the Four Noble Truths we understood our basic situation, or basic the how do you say the our relative and the absolute truth. And then it's like also it is connected to this four reminders. Yesterday we already mentioned like four reminders, Four Noble Truths. It's a kind of the gift to our renunciation and enthusiastic interest and something like this. This sort of now I want to really to searching. I want to investigate how I can get liberation. In order to get the liberation, then we need to practice. Really, it's like a reflect on it through the study and reflection on the stage of our own path, to be really to practice. And like when we are talking about the first path, we are enter inside, then it's like our subject matter is our body, feeling, and mind, and the phenomena. And then it's thoroughly training one's mind and like embarked open, and this subject matter really it is for example we say it's like just honestly our body, it is really permanent or impermanent. Our body is contaminated or not contaminated. Our body is the really some existence or not existence. Then it's like this we need to analyze them. Sometimes we have the wrong ideas, or I have body but we don't really recognize it as a human body. And also it's like say yes, okay, we don't recognize. Top of that we have very much confused, wrong idea, wrong view. I'm permanent, I'm forever, and my like a body is indestructible, and my body is like kind of the forever. I love my body, and my body is like this. Then is we holding like this. Certainly sick, I don't understand, I am sick. Maybe death process start, say I don't understand, they said I'm going to die. Why am I sick? Why am I going to die? Like sometimes this kind of, particularly young peoples, all this like you see the hundred times changing, season, age, situation, and like we say rough impermanent. Like when you have childhood, your circle and your families, your relative, your friends, and when you have childhood, you may be enjoyed, your parents may be lovely, and you be in your house, You have brothers, sisters running around. You don't think about nothing, and you every day think, today my mom or dad's making me which food, which kind of I will receive the present, and I need to study. But where can I go to play? Very Buddhist, fresh, excited, and like to thinking, do thinking is very energetic, and that is like most happy, is it? Then it's like we go to the high school, university, we matured. Then it's more and more concerning, more and concerning. Then it's like grow up the body, grow up the inner like mind, disturb emotions, desire, anger, jealousy, and more stinginess, craving, and disattachment is coming. And then of course after the school is finished, and then it's like we graduate, and then it's the busyness of the study, and school is finished. Now it's after you say someone you need to go back to school, in a completely different world. Maybe would you like go to the kindergarten, then you need to laugh. And maybe secondary school, no, it's like kind of your feeling is dreams. I was there. Then it's like you go to look at your kindergarten. Maybe there's new children's. You feel you go to, but you go to inside, you are ugly. Too big is for them. And maybe there's children say, go away, cannot come into here. Say, maybe kindergarten is changed. Then you feel it's the different word. That is changing. Maybe your high school and university, after finish it, you go back. Why you go back? Maybe there's no your friend. Maybe it's a new student. There is teacher, student, house may be changed. Your university is like kind of completely different. Then you start yourself kind of the settle like your life. Maybe you want to marry, you want to create your own families. Then you need preparation. Now you are running to earn money, buy like a property, and to do like this. And then maybe you luckily maybe you got the nice family settled, you like kind of succeeded, you bought nice property, make nice, you created children, maybe you have lovely children. Then you need to give education to them. Okay, it's like you're distracted, you could give education until they become like a kind of the finished university. Then children finish at university, they go away, and you come back your home and empty. You during 20 years you just like kind of service to your children, like struggling with children, fighting your children, and but you have nice like, and certainly children fly it. Maybe you have 5 children, 3 children, maybe 2, 1, it doesn't matter. They say, mommy, daddy, bye-bye, we visit next month. Nobody's. You see that in your own children's house is empty. Maybe you say, maybe someone came to stay here to pay for us, maybe good. And then maybe it's luckily your partner or father, mother's not separated there. They can a little support, but if you separated, then it's which one is a lonely parents sitting there, and then they are waiting. And today nobody's called me my children. One is in America, one is in France, one is blah, blah, blah. Okay, maybe per year they visit to you. Then you look at the life. Now it's like your house is different. Then you see the impermanent. Yeah. Now it is like my life is like that. Then it's if certainly to seek or death possible. Yeah, surely I understand. I'm going to die. Look, each moment. And then slowly, maybe you have beautiful property. When you have children, energetic, you're doing everything. Slowly, you become maybe 16, 70 years. Impossible. You need to give up. You need to go to simple. Maybe children's not taking care, and whatever you eat, difficult digestion, eyes can't see it, ear can't hear. Here is become the like white, And then you see the in the other adult youngs and play dancing, go to clubs. And what can I do? You go to inside, shy, and it's like kind of sadness, and come back, open the television, reading news, one coffee, and then waiting for the death. That is the, and this perspective, this perspective, and then it's like if you have the education, understand the impermanent, understand this relativism, then you don't need to say why. I know my body is like compounded. It is 100% like this. Look at the four seasons. Look at the like situation worldwide. It doesn't matter. It's like this. Then it's a kind of the hurry up, kind of like a little bit for the liberation. I need to quickly to be liberation. Okay, which one is the shoes? Really, it's like I want to actually path meditation myself or itself. I need to really to study right now. I haven't got much. For example, I make joke some our students. they create their families and says, yeah, why not create families? When you have a little bit kind of opportunities, if you create children, maybe children's 20 years, education finishes. Don't take responsibility. Normally, parents, after the 20 years, the children still they controlling. You should do like this. You shouldn't do like this. You need to follow me. You do like this. All the times they are like kind of judging to the. They need to give free. Whatever they support, give things, position to give. Whatever they do, of course, then you can to follow the Dharma. It's a timeless. Okay, sometime when you miss, and they can call, I'm here, I'm not dead yet, and my path of the liberation is okay. How are you? So you can just say children, whatever children, what is the your like kind of the business of the children? Maybe whatever they do, don't need to control, and you have on your own families. Sometimes you create your family, no children, wonderful. After the like kind of the some, maybe we need our the life is a little prepared for the food and clothes. It's early to you need to range. I'm often to young people say to get job, to work, earn a little bit money, prepare. I'm give bad advice, but a little bit prepared. Sometimes you are a little rich, but you still stinginess. You continue work, save money in the behind and the front, complain, not good. And you need to sum in the point until maybe until I might die, I never become hungry something. Then more towards the liberation path. Why not? It's after the 40 years, 50, of course, almost too late. I'm just joke, okay? And waiting for the pension is too late, I would to say. Pension is, of course, it is very important according to the laws in our societies. If you early to stop the workings, these things is not very good, but we sometimes impermanent. If you is like enough, maybe you don't need to ask to government money. You don't need to support others. Maybe when you younger times a little bit create the resource, and maybe after the like some 50 years, maybe only your own individual perspective to manage us until you die. Maybe to stop more focus on Dharma. Fantastic. Sometimes we become the more old. We need job. To try to get job running around, then it's like a lot of anxieties coming like this. I mean, it's like this. Then it's a to more liberation stage is maybe it's a very, very important. And then regarding the main practice of the path and the glorious, for example, is like yesterday I said the Nangachuna, he said that without meditation, concentrations, there can be no wisdoms. And without wisdom, there can be no meditations. And that is the most important. This is, firstly, is the Nangachuna says like, like a kind of the without the wisdom. And in order to have the samadhi, we need discipline. And in order to have wisdom, we need to have good samadhi. And also it's like a kind of the wisdom is the principle, the ornament of the samadhi, discipline, and coming together, then it's become the fantastic, extraordinary way is this coming, and like this. And then is the meditative concentrations, and like kind of the together is great. Then it's like then samsara is nothing. It's just not samsara is not ocean of the Pacific. Or samsara is just one spoon of the drop of water, and we can too easily to make evaporate. And therefore, it's like then it's very important to meditate, like a kind of the samadhi and wisdom, and principally the supporter of the discipline. And then it's like we in the generally speaking is karma barding and the vipassanams, and through the approach that like a kind of the unique meditation, like wisdom or like a samanda said the meditation of the samanda, and the vipassanayana, vipassana, or the interpreter Shini and the Langtong. Shini Langtong, able to find the liberation from the ocean samsara existence and the progress along path of the peace. And that is really true, the logical behind and the sequence in the which they are to be practiced, explained of the, by the in the Shantadeva, in the Bodhicharya Avatara. That is a fantastic quotations in the meditative concentration, the meditative, the chapter at the beginning. And it says, knowing that the mind afflictions are the overcome through generating insight, serve first with stable calm. You should first seek the peace of calm abiding, which is found in joy and no attachment for the world. That is the Shivala, he said. The Shantadeva, he said. Okay, I can choose to show you. There is at the beginning of the meditative, this 8th chapter of the Bodhicharya Avatara. Yenirata damba hamthonki, nyumonamba jamba hishuni, Thoma Yenni Tsarhyateyon Jiten Chapamila Ungi Debus. And if you want, there's another translations there is, I can to show you there. But maybe you can to look in the Bodhicharya Avatara. There is Bodhicharya Avatara. It's come from Bodhicharya Avatara. I don't want to open this. You look there, and then it's a disturb to you. And checking, this is in the Bodhicharya Avatara, okay? I'm trying to give you explanation, and of course to write down. I'm trying to make more. Okay, Shuni and Lanton, sometimes calm and abiding, and a spatial insight. You say this is the Shuni and the Lanton, and like this. Then it's like firstly, it is the very important. One is like we need to settle down one pointed mind of desiralness. One pointed desiralness. No, I make one pointed mind of desiralness. Ndosen tsechipas ndutsem ndupsem in the mind of the desiralness. Ndosemse. Tsechipa one pointedness. One pointedness of mind of desiralness. That is, we need to settle through the 9 methods. 9 methods, yes? 9 methods, 9 methods. And also it is like the maybe can you study today, probably there's a 37 factor of the enlightenment, and I can to send you but you don't need to. You have, everybody has the get knowledge. Get knowledge you have. Matthew he translated. You give, doesn't matter. You give is you have this, and everybody, I think all you have this one is, and everybody's can this called the 37 factor of enlightenment. 37 factor of enlightenment. Then first one, the 4 application of the mindfulness. I told you the 4 application of the mindfulness: body, feeling, mind, phenomenon. This is the object of this, the 4 application of the mindfulness. Okay, 37 factor of the enlightenment are the corresponding like 5 path, and 10 bhumis is there, goes to like this. 37 practice of Bodhisattvas, or like you say enlightenment, you can do say 37 factor of the Bodhisattvas, because the Bodhisattvas they practice that. And also it's a Shavakas, that is like kind of the, if you really to research that 37 the factor enlightenment practiced by the Shavaka Pachika Buddhas, or yes or no. I think it's like this is the basic like a path, and it's a the cannot avoidable, and through this, because this 37 the factor of enlightenment, of course it is said the Bodhisattvas, but it's that this is corresponding the like a path. Like for example, in the path of the accumulation merit, and first lesser like a kind of the path of the accumulations, we start like a reflect on the body, feeling, mind, and the phenomena or the sensation, and this is like the path connect to the path of the accumulations, and this is like also is like a practice by the Shavaka and the Pachika Buddha, and how do you say, it's like Bodhisattvas. We can to say it's like of course the Shava Pachika Buddhas more principally they are like rely on the Four Noble Truths, and the 4 application of mindfulness. It's connected, and also is the Pachika Buddhas. Of course, the principle they are like concerning 12 link of the interdependent. Also 12 link of the interdependent also connect to the 4 application of the mindfulness, and then it's a therefore in the first path accumulations, and the lesser the accumulation paths, they're like a beginner, body, feeling, mind, phenomena. And also it is like I want to say it's like this is the relative phenomena, relative is like kind of things, that is the all frame of phenomena of the relatives, and in the relative this on the these 4 things, when we analyze, we discovered some non-existent of the body, feeling, mind, phenomena. That is, we say, is like absolute truth. And also it's like when we are talking about absolute truth, relative truth, this is like a relative truth is like kind of the essence, nature. Relative truth is absolute truth. Absolute truth's expression, or like kind of the discipline, or like kind of the expression, is the relative truth. And this reality is the inseparable, unification, united. But in the relative perspective, of course, you cannot do same, cannot to say the different. And then if you say same, then it's also it's a mistake. If you say it's like a different, if you come to say it's a mistake, and therefore in the relatively our body is very much touchable, very much kind of the like destructible, and also it is like contaminated, like different particles, and like it's a permanent, impermanent, and like this. And this is like in the relatively like this. But if really we apply our minds to research it, that is, and something is like kind of the demolish, evaporate. But where is the evaporated? And where are this multitude phenomena? Where is it come from? And where is it going? That is we can to me research by the wisdoms very difficult. And then is searching is you can't find and maintain on the nothing finding, maintain on it, and that is they say the best of find. That is the kind of absolute truth. You should to meditate on it. Maybe nature of the like this. When we say it's like okay, then it's like okay, no path, no like source, no like kind of the destination, no abiding place, and this perspective, oh nothing, then it's a nothing. You are wrong. Nothing. How you can to say I'm here, you are there, and there's a camera, there's electricity, sun and the moon, everything is there. You can to have notion that there is kind of plenty phenomena, but these phenomena are and you cannot to say the something truly existence substantially. But then it's like this, cannot fall into the nihilistic way. If we are nihilistic way in all nothing, you are completely wrong. Even you are against the relative truth, absolutely. Even the against the absolute truth. Or you think absolute truthly, you say something existence. Absolute truth never says existence, no existence. And this is like, therefore it's profound, deep. It's difficult to realize the nature of body, nature of feeling, nature of the mind, nature of phenomena. Maybe the nature of this four application of the mindfulness is there are no differences. Sometimes nature is permeated, like kind of the all the body, feeling, mind, and phenomena. That is quite very nice. But if we do not analyze, be difficult to understand that this pervasive of the nature of the body, feeling, mind, phenomena. And body's nature is not need to pervade to the feelings. Feelings nature is not to provide the nature to the body. It's body nature, feeling, nature of feeling, nature of mind, nature of phenomena. The nature of the nature is what is different. And water is water. Water is water. In the water of the toilet, in the water of the sink, in the water of the ocean, the nature water is in the water, not different. But there is a little bit expressions. You say it's the toilet water, ocean's water, tap water, bath water, mineral water. Okay, different water, but the essence water is the water. Like this. Therefore, we can to say is the nature of the body, feeling, mind, phenomena are the nature is nature reality. But of course, the expression of that is body, feeling, mind, phenomena. Of course, if we do not analyze, okay, body is there. Well, yeah, body. Where is come from? Maybe parents, or maybe in Belgium, or maybe in Tibet, maybe in China, maybe America. Really? As you come from there? Or maybe Earth, or maybe not. Who can to say the source of the body? Really the primary source of the body, who can to found? What it is? Big Bang? No. Black hole? No. God? Maybe no. I don't know. Maybe each individual body comes from the body itself. Feeling comes from feeling itself. Maybe mind comes from mind itself. Phenomena are each individual come from mind itself. They come from itself, and a body itself dissolve each individual itself. And therefore, I think they are not coming from something else. They are bodying something else. They are not dissolve something else. And therefore, it is the body, feeling, mind phenomena. That is a practice, the first our path. First path you already studied. And the researcher of the Shavaka, Pachika Buddha, Bodhisattvas, and they also like this. Then it's like we need to more deeply to study these 4 applications of mindfulness. And also it's like we can to say more. It's why you say the applications of the mindfulness. You're the like kind of the mindfulness. Mindfulness is like kind of focus on. Mindfulness means it's like you thinking again and again, again and again. And your mindful means is like kind of one expression of the mind's thinking. Then it's like this in really to literally to translate. It is like the put your mind nearby. Nearby means your mind is put nearby your body. Really, you put your mind is on the body. How it is my body? To analyze it. My body is perfect or not perfect. My body is contaminated or uncontaminated. My body is compounded or uncompounded. My body is permanent or impermanent. You need to this analysis. Then your mindfulness to put near your body. And then it's like which kind of, this is like kind of more wisdom aspect. Wisdom, the 4 applications of mindfulness, and this is like kind of the essence of that is the wisdom. And this perceiving the kind of authentic meaning. Authentic meaning is that the essence of this 4 application of the mindfulness is the wisdoms. Through this, you can to understand the nature of the body, feeling, mind, phenomena. Then is the wonderful. And then wisdoms discovered something. And also probably you already studied when you are meditate. You first times your wisdoms and summon this. First, I want to say, according to discipline, you sit properly, your body, speech, mind, you not kind of make spoiled, not kind of the sending everywhere, to sit and relax and to think how it is my body, okay, discipline. I'm not lying down, I'm not doing something like this, not doing nothing, to really to kind of discipline. And then you have the samadhi. Samadhi maybe only thinking the body. Now I'm thinking my body. Then how you can body thinking? You're not thinking about beautiful or handsome, how I can to make up, how I can not like this. This my body is solitude, solidity. How do you say? It's like very like a kind of solid or soft, or like kind of fragile or strong, or permanent or impermanent. And this like kind of the like analysis is your meditation. And then it's also combined the wisdoms, and then it's like through this analysis you find more and deep and deep. You go deep and deep. Buddha, he said, relative our body is like a rainbow, like hallucination. Finally, you can't find. Wow, very strange. And you can't find, can't find the nature emptiness to meditate. This is more Shavaka's way. There is the difference. My body is empty. The emptiness of the body you meditate. Meditate on the mindfulness on that. Maybe it's the Shavaka's way like this. Here is the essence of the application. The four application of mindfulness is the wisdom. And then is the more in the bodhisattvas, and then the wisdoms are searching, and they can't find the body. It's like this empty nature, but they find it, the wisdom itself, to meditate on it. You don't need to searching object of the body, and the researcher of itself to meditate on it. Maybe that is the wonderful. Maybe like this. Therefore, it's like through the analysis of the four application of mindfulness, and the four application of mindfulness essence is the wisdoms, and then it's like applying that the wisdoms is can discover something fantastic, and then it's like through this kind of more and more research, our mind is become like a kind of advantageous, and then we can go to the middling path of the accumulation. Maybe before that is more clear, but maybe we can go more. It's like, I want to say, it's like a liberation path, 5 paths, 10 bhumi, quoting the 3 researchers in the our word of my perfect teachers mentioned, Shavaka, Pachika, Bodhisattvas. Then is the second is the middling, the path of accumulation merit is the practice, the 4 perfect abandonment. Yes, the 4 perfect abandonment. And the 4 perfect abandonment. This is also you can too easily in the Kinju. Yes, 4 perfect abandonment. 4 perfect abandonment. And this basically is like virtue and the non-virtues maybe. And also it's like a 4 perfect abandonment. 4 perfect abandonment generate the develop virtues. And generate, for example, if there is in your mind there's no virtues, you need to generate virtues. This is first. And when you generate bodhicitta, virtues into your mind, and not to keep only that, you should to develop. And this is the second. This relates to the virtues. And then is the two are the non-virtues. Pacify the non-virtues, and it is not arise against. That's easy. If like kind of you have negative thoughts in your mind, you need to perfectly to abandon it, like to purified non-virtues. And also it's like you next times never to make arise it again. And then it's like the 4th perfect abandonment. And this is the 4 perfect abandonment. The diligence of the with all comes perfectly, it is like a kind of the part of the diligent, and this like kind of perfect for abandonment during the middling path of the accumulation merit, and that is to the practice like this. And then it's maybe we can to go to the next, the third one is the 4 feet of miracle power. The 4 feet of miracle power is related to the higher path of the accumulation merit, and this is the last one. These 3 sessions of the path of the accumulation merit, highest accumulations path is practice the 4 feet of miraculous power. 4 feet of miraculous power, and meet this like a miraculous powers. 4 feet of the miraculous powers. This is related to the samadhi. You just says that the 4 feet of the 4 feet of miracle power of samadhi. Maybe you can to say the 4 feet of miracle power of samadhi. Tingen zanje zantar jigo tingen zije zantar ju komba years zantar is komba year is like a zantar means it's like the miraculous power, and this is like kind of the aspiration, diligent attention and analysis. Are the 4 feet of miraculous power, and this essence is the samadhi. And the 4 abandonment, 4 perfect abandonment, the essence of this are the maybe diligent, and 4 feet of miracle powers, the essence is the samadhi. Therefore I said the 4 feet of miracle powers of samadhi, and because it's like through the samadhis, and then it's like a aspiration, diligence, intention, and to analyze. Okay, and this is like now we are coming across the first part of the accumulation merit, and then it's like that is I'm sleeping. Okay, I want to stop the 10 minutes, okay? Okay, 15 minutes. 15 minutes.